puppet, not knowing the Lord again for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cooked up with revelry. Same ones claim they love you. I had our life in jeopardy. And I know my brother wants success for me. But that G should take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with brother. Even though we did the wrong thing, my life would have been a lot different if I fell upon the wrong swing. Was too sincere for a wicked game. Shame the Lord's name. Now we afflicted with pain. All I ever wanted was to be respected by stand-up niggas. Not knowing that them handcuffs custom made the fight I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. I ain't lying, I was close to dying. Knew I wanted to live, but I wasn't trying. I was defiant, not knowing that this ain't how we live. This just how they design it. Cause when you in the streets, you get more indignant. They don't tell you what be on papers and no restrictions. My father said a hard head will make a soft ass. I didn't care, I wanted fear when I walked past. In the place where a black man's blood is cheap. I thank the Lord for the day I was on 8th Street. Pissing in the cup, back and forth to court, found the DC school. I swear it felt like I cried on that fucking porch. The Lord said, my sheep, they ain't hear my voice. Ask me why I'm UPK, I told them I ain't have a choice. They said God ain't 50-50, it was gonna come to pass. The Lord called me out the world, and that's not right. All I was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I wasn't danger. Decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. Isupk until it hit the fan. I want power in the throne, nigga, fuck them grams. All I wanted was to be a gangster, but I was real as a righteous man. And now got the upper hand. Gotta promote this brand. Correct all multitudes until they all understand. If I can't get that crowd, Lord, then put me in the hands of someone walk mighty and make me his hit man. Reminiscing on the pain that was felt. Shit, I was in the jail. Shit, I needed help. But I was locked up in the judge for man on the shelf. Every crack it felt like I was left by myself. All I wanted was to impress niggas with my grinding. Now I ain't trying to prove shit to nobody but Muhammad. Cause most these niggas lying by the smoke. One time for the most baby and cutthroat. Cause all I ever wanted was to smash my opponents. I'll be steady cash, not knowing it wouldn't last. You gotta hope yourself why I told me. Cause all I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was a gangster. The decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Free to him all the time and I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was a gangster. The decisions that I made before the Lord's anger. Free to him all the time and I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster.
Hey, I'm just following orders. Let me one of the slow motion pictures. You
gotta shoot at 60 frames per second.
You know what the fuck it is?
Damn right, I broke my army, going up like a rocket. Can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. I'm coming all black, slithering house, coming out, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. But it like damn, man, you cut up,
All right. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and get right into it. We're a little bit late, so we're gonna jump right into what we need to do. So we're gonna present the first reader. Of course, there's certain steps on that side. There's certain steps that we're skipping right now, due to the fact that we don't have all the equipment necessary to perform all the acts for the Sabbath service. We're gonna go straight into what we would do, which is present the reader. All right, slide a little bit. You can right there. Go. All right, so you just present that. So we go to a modern. Mighty Shabbat. And then no. So a mighty is here first. And then a mighty Shabbat. Right? And then you present us. So young man Rico.
Young man Rico.
Bon Yahweh. Bon Yahshua. Then you go into Barak. Then you salute. Yahweh Hashem. Yahweh Hashem. Yahweh Hashem. Come on this side. All right, this is where at this part we would go to horn, right, and then do the Layash Allah. But because of course we don't have that, we're gonna go right into the prayers. So my shot. Everyone with Madium, Wapayakodum.
All right, everybody, might as well Wapayakodum. It means turn face the east. We start the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kadash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malafaka, Taba'ah, Ratzayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Baratza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Nathaniel, Lakom, Cow, Yawom, Wasalat Nawa, Kabawaf Nawa, Kasalat Nawa, Kabawaf Yanawa, Wala'ah, Tabi'ayin Nawa, Manasayawan, Amor, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Naka, Hamalakwa, Wa'Allah, Wahafai Para, Liabilium, Aman. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Come on, God, with Hakak. Come on, God. This is the prayer of Hakak for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah, Baba Kasha, nothing in now. Hakak, Larapa'ah, Kal Makala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, Atahar, Hamatazrayu, Hakak, Ahoy, Hamathiyam, Hakak, Al Rakawaf, Hatama Allah, Lagar Shan, Ba'Shem, Yahshua, the water a month. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh. Please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the leper.
The power to cleanse the leper.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
God, this is the prayer for the blessings in Hebrew.
Barakatha Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Miyaka Allah.
Wa Miyaka Allah.
Wa Halayim.
Wa Halim.
Batasaba'ah.
Matazaba'ah.
Alawat Yahana.
Alawat Yahan.
Ha Alawapim.
Ha Alawapim.
Ha Saranyim.
Ha Saragi.
Ha Kotasanyoyim.
Ha Kotazayoyim.
Ha Koyoyoyim.
Ha Koyoyoyim.
Wa Akwapim.
Wa Akwapim.
Yahweh Bashim.
Yahweh Bashim.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
Tawara Amman.
In the English, bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yahan.
Commanding General Yahan.
Generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The
The troopers.
and the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Psalm 121.
Okay. This is Psalm 121 in the Hebrew. Aisha'ah.
Aisha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Al-Hariyam.
Al-Hariyam.
Ma'ayan.
Ma'ayan.
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah.
Azari.
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 Ma'ayin.
Ma'ayin.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shamayam.
Shamayam.
Wa'arataza.
Wa'arataza.
Ayathan.
Ayathan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Ragalka.
Ragalka.
Alyanawam.
Al-Yanawam.
Shamark.
Shamar.
Hana'ah.
Hana'ah.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Shawamar.
Shawamar.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamark.
Shamar.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Tazal.
Ayad.
Al-Yad.
Yamyanka.
Yamyanka.
Yamamam.
Yawamam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'ah Yakaka.
La'ah Yakaka.
Barak.
Wayarah.
Balala'ah.
Wayarah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamark.
Yashamar.
Makal Rai.
Kalrah.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Aknapaska.
Aknapaska.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar Taza'aka.
Yashamar Taza'aka.
Wabawaka.
Wabawaka.
Mata'ah.
Mata'ah.
Wa'ain Awalam.
I will long. In the English, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from the Lord,
My help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
Even I suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
he will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Yasha'Allah
he that keepeth Yasha'Allah,
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
he shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee
The Lord shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and thy coming in
From this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
Psalms 83.
Okay. This is Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Dam Yalakah.
Al-Thakarash.
Al-Thakarash.
All Thasakwat.
Al-Thasakwas.
All
Al.
Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Awaya Biyaka.
Hawaii Bayak.
Yahama Yawan.
Yahama Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Alamaka.
Al-Emakah.
Ya'amar Yawa.
Ya'ayir Al.
Suwada.
Sawadah.
Wayathan Ayatazawa.
Wayatah Yatazawa.
Al-Tazapawanyaka.
Al-Tazapawanya.
Amarawa.
Amar.
Lakawa.
Lakwa.
Wanakadyayi.
Wanakayani.
Magayawa.
Magayawa.
Wala Yazakar.
Wala Yazakar.
Sham Yasha'Allah.
Sham Yasha'Allah.
Iwada.
Awada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawatazawa.
Nawayatawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakadawa.
Yakalawa.
Ayaka.
Aliyaka.
Bayarath.
Bayarath.
Yakarawath.
Yakarawath.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wayashamai Alayum.
Wayashma Alayam.
Mawa Abba.
Mawa Abba.
Wagariyum.
Wagarayam.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wayamawan.
Mayamuwan.
Waymalak.
Mayamulak.
Palashath.
Palashah.
Anya Shabiyah.
Am Yashabayah.
Tazawar.
Tazawur.
Gam Ashawar.
Gam Ashawur.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Imam.
Imam.
Hawayah.
Hawayah.
Zarawai.
Zarawai.
Labaya Lawat.
Zabaya Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Asha Laham.
Ashal Naham.
Kamadiyan.
Kamariyan.
Kasai Sarah.
Kasai Sarah.
Kayaban.
Kayaban.
Balakho.
Balakho.
Kawashiwan.
Kawashwan.
Neshadamwa.
Nasharwa.
Bayan da Ara.
La'ayin Da'ayr.
Wakaza Abba.
Wakaza Abba.
Wakaza Bak.
Wakaza Bak.
Wakaza all Manai.
Because the all Manai.
Kal Nasayab Kamwa.
Khan Nasaka Demwa.
Ashar.
Ashar.
Amarwa.
Amaro.
Narisha.
Narisha.
Nanawa.
Lanawa.
Ah. Na'awa.
Na'awa.
Alahayim.
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 Shayathamwa.
Shayatwa.
Kagalaka.
Agalik.
Kakwash.
Shakwash.
Lapanya Raka.
Lapaya Wakwa.
Ka'ash.
Ka'ash.
Ta'ibra Yaira.
Tabya Ira Ira.
Wa Kalaba.
Wakalaba.
Talahat.
Talahat.
Harayum.
Harayum.
Katharakuma.
Kantharakama.
Basaraka.
Saraka.
Wabasa Wapaka.
Wabasha Wapaka.
Tabalam.
Tabalam.
Mala'a.
Mala'a.
Panyahum.
Panaham.
Palawan.
Palawam.
Waya Bakwashwa.
Waya Bakwashwa.
Shaka.
Shaka.
Yahawa.
Yahweh.
Yabashwa.
Yabas.
Waya Balal.
Waya Below.
Aida Ai.
Eye to eye.
Waya Kapar.
Waya Kapar.
Waya Bad.
Waya Abad.
Waya Iowa.
Waya the eye.
Kayatha.
Kayatha.
Shaka.
Shaka.
Yahawa.
Yahweh.
Nabaka.
Abad.
Alawan.
Alawam.
Alkaha Arataza.
Alkaha Arataza. In the English,
Keep not thou silence.
Keep not thou silence.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
Thine
thine enemies make a tumult.
thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel
Against thy people.
against thy people
And consulted.
against thy hidden ones. They have said,
Come.
Come.
And let us cut them off from being a nation.
And let us cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of Yasha Allah.
That the name of Yasha Allah
may be no more remembered.
may be no more remembered.
For they have consulted together.
For they have consulted together
With one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom
And the Ishmaelites.
and the Ishmaelites
Of Moab.
of Moab
And the Hagarim.
and the Hagarim,
Gabal.
Gabal
And Ammon.
and Ammon
And Amalek.
and Amalek
And the Philistines.
and the Philistines
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also
is joined with them.
is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Say Lot.
Salah,
Do unto them.
do unto them
As unto the Midianites.
as unto the Midianites,
As to Sisera.
as to Sisera,
As to Jabez.
as to Jabil,
At the brook of Kison.
at the brook of Kison,
Which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles.
Make their nobles
Like Oreb.
like a red
And like Ze'er.
and like Zaeb.
Yea.
Yea,
All their princes.
all their princes
As they buy.
as they buy,
And as Zemunah.
as a Munah,
Who said.
who said,
Let us take to ourselves.
let us take to ourselves
The houses of Yahweh in possession.
the houses of Yahweh in possession.
O my power.
Oh, my power,
Make them like a wheel.
make them like a wheel,
As a stubble before the wind.
as the stubble before the wind,
As the fire burneth the wood.
as the fire burnt the wood,
And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
and as the flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them.
So persecute them
With thy tempest.
with thy tempest
And make them afraid.
and make them afraid
With thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame,
That they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh,
Let them be confounded.
let them be confounded
And troubled forever.
and troubled forever.
Yea.
Yea,
Let them be put to shame.
let them be put to shame
And perish.
and perish,
That men may know.
that men may know
That thou.
that thou,
Whose name alone.
whose name alone
Is Yahweh.
is Yahweh,
Art the most high.
of the Most High,
Over all the earth.
over all the earth. So, Sar, turn to face front now. And Yashar, which means BC.
I'm gonna start at Genesis 14:6.
Come. Okay, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 14, verse 6, in the Hebrew. Wa'atha, Hacharaya, Bahararab, Sha'ayarab, Aid, Ayala, Pa'aram, Ashar, Ayla, Hamadah, Barah. Verse 7. Wayashabawa, Wayabaawa, Allah, Ayan, Mashapat, Hawa, Qadash, Wayakara, Atha, Kal, Shadah, Ha'aima Laquaya, Wagam, Atha, Ha'amaria, Hayashab, Bachataza Tana, Thamar. Verse 8. Wayataza'a, Malak, Sodom, Wamalak, Imara, Wamalak, Adamah, Wamalak, Tazabayanu, Tazabah, Yam, Wamalak, Bala'ai, Hawa'a, Tazaira, Wayai, Rakawa, Athom, Malacha, Moha, Ba'emako, Hashadayim. Verse 9. Atha, Kadarallah, Amar, Malak, Ilam, Ilam, Wathada, Ila, Malak, Garayam, Wa Amar Paul, Wa Amara Paul, Malak, Shanair, Wa Ara Yawak, Malak, Alasayir, Araba Aya, Malakayim, Atha, Hachamashala. Verse 10. Wa'emakwa, Hashadiah, Ba'arath, Hamar, Wayanasawa, Malat Sodom, Wa'ima Raha, Wayapalawa, Shamaha, Wahana Rayam, Haraha, Nasawa. Verse 11. Wayakwawa, Atha, Kal, Rakash, Sodom, Wa'imaraha, Wa'ath, Kal, Akalam, Wayalakawa. Verse 12. Wayakwawa, Atha, Lawat, Wa'ath, Rakashawa, Ban, Achaya, Abram, Wayalakwa, Wahawa'a, Yeshab, Basadam. Verse 13. Wayaba'a, Habalayata, Wayagad, La Abram, Ha'ibah Raya, Wahawa'a, Shakal, Ba'alanoya, Mabara'a, Ha'amar, Achaya, Ashakal, Wa'achaya, Einar, Waham, Ba'elaya, Barayath, Abram. Verse 14. Oh, we started at 6, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think
6 to 12.
Hmm?
7.
7. Oh, so yeah, 13. So I just read the last one, sir. 13.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 14, verse 6. And it reads, and the Horites in their Mount Seir to El Paran, right, which is by the wilderness. Verse 7. And they returned and came to in Mishpat, which is Kadesh, and smote all the country of the Amalekites, and also the Amorites that dwelt in Hezim Tamar.
Is it Tamar? Yep.
So like, we went up that already.
Yeah, because so like I said, if I could, I think last time we were around, he'd been made Abraham already.
Yeah. We gotta go to Genesis 16.
Okay.
And verse 4.
16. Okay.
Yeah, Salakia.
Okay, yeah, okay. All right. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 16, verse 4 in the Hebrew. Wayaba'a, Allah, Agar, Watahara, Watara'a, Kaya, Harathai, Wataqual, Gabaratha, Ba'ai, Yanayah. Verse 5. With Amar, Shariah, Allah, Abram. Looks like he's still called Abram, but I think he's still called Abram here. We read it?
We didn't read it.
Oh, come on, slide. Allah, Abraham, Abram, Hamasaya, Alayak, Anakaya, Nasathaya, Shapachathia, Bachaya Kwak, Bayakakwa, with a Ra'a, Yakaya, Harathaha, Wa'akwal, Ba'aya Naya, Yashapat, Yahweh, Bayanaya, Waba Nayak. Verse 6. Wayamar, Abram, Allah, Sharia, Hanaha, Shapacha, Saka, Bayadak, Aishaya, Laha, Hatawab, Ba'aya Nayak, Watha Aina, Sharai, Watha Baraha, Mapa Naya. Verse 7. Wayamatazaha, Malak, Yahweh, Ayan, Hamayala, Bamada Bara, Ha'ayan, Bada Radka, Shawal. Verse 8. Wayamar, Hagar, Shapachath, Shaya, Aya, Mazah, Ba'ath, Wa'anaha, Falakaya, Watha Amar, Mapanaya, Shariah, Zabarathaya, Anakaya, Barachath. Verse 9. Wayamar, Laha, Malak, Yahweh, Shawabaya, Allah, Gabarah Sukkah, Wahatha Anyaya, Fachath, Yedayah. Verse 10. Wayamar, Laha, Malahak, Yahweh, Harabaha, Arabaha, Atha, Zaraiah, Wala'ah, Yasapara,
What verse you reading on?
Marab. Verse 10, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Stop at verse 11. I mean, after verse 11.
No, you stop at 10. It's on 7 verses.
Oh, yeah, okay. So
You finished 10?
that was finished.
All right, so you go back to 4 in the English.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 16, verse 4. And it reads, And he went in unto Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes.
And so now, remember, Abraham could not have a child with Sarah or Sarai at this moment because she was barren. She was too old. Right? But Abraham wanted a son. And so Sarah, you understand, being the woman she was, gave Abram one of her handmaids, one of the women who worked for her, right?
Okay.
And you know, once Abram had sex with the woman, you understand, the mistress was despised in her eyes, in Sarah's eyes, right?
Okay.
Because of course she ain't like that.
Right.
What woman would like that? Keep going.
And Sarai said unto Abram, My wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord judged me between me and thee.
Mm-hmm. Meaning she was confessing to Abram that she was upset with what she had done. Keep going.
Okay.
Verse 6. But Abram said unto Sarai, Behold, thy maid is in thy hand.
Mm-hmm.
Do to her as it pleaseth thee.
Mm-hmm.
And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face.
Mm-hmm. Meaning what? Sarah did what? He chastised her. You understand? Because she was upset that she, you know, had sex with her husband. But you understand, Hagar, she ended up leaving. She ran away because she was, you know, she ain't like that Sarah was coming at her in that way. You understand? They having a beef. They need counsel.
Right.
But Hagar ended up leaving. Keep going.
And the angel of the Lord found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the west shore. And he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence camest thou, and whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress, Sarai.
Keep going.
And the angel of the Lord said unto her, return to thy mistress and submit thyself unto their hands. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude.
And so all of this is happening because the Lord is trying to create these nations, and this is how he's doing it. You understand? So from Hagar, is he going to create Ishmael, right? And Ishmael, of course, will be many a great nation on the earth, but we're going to get into that later. So
Okay.
go ahead and start back at verse 11.
Okay. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 11, verse, it's the book of Genesis, chapter 16, verse 11, in the Hebrew. We'amar, Laha, Mala'ak, Yahweh, Hanaka, Hanak, Hara'ah, Haraha, We'alada, Ban, Wakro'ath, Shemawa, Yashma'aya, Kaya, Shemai, Yahweh, Allah, Aniyak. Verse 12. Wa'ah, Yahya, Para'ah, Adam, Yadawa, Bakal, Wayad, Kal, Bawa, Wa'al, Panaya, Kal, Achayawa, Yashabak, it's like Yashakan. Verse 13. With a corral, Shem, Yahweh, Hadabar, Alayah, Atha, Allah, Ra'aya, Kaya, Amaraha, Hazam, Allah, Halom, Ra'aya, Saya, Achayara, it's like it, Acharia, Ra'aya. Verse 14, Ayah, Khan, it's like it, yeah, Ayah, Khan, Kara'a, Laba'ar, Ba'ar, Lachaya, Ra'aya, Hanaha, Bayan, Kodosh, Ubayan, Barak. Verse 15, with the Lad, Hagar, La Abram, Ban, Wayakwara, Abram, Shem, Banawa, Ashar, Yaladah, Hagar, Yashma'ayah. Verse 16, Wa Abram, Ban, Shemanaya, Shana, Washashah, Shanayam, Baladath, Hagar, Atha, Yashma'ayel, La Abram, Sa. It's the end of 16. So next chapter. This is book of Genesis, chapter 17, verse 1. Wayahaya, Abram, Ban, Tasha'ayim, Shana, with a Sha'ai, Shanayim, Wayara, Yahweh, Allah, Abram, Wayamar, Aliyah, Aliyahu, Aliyah, Allah, Shaddai, Hatahalak, Lapanaya, Wahayaha, Thamayam.
All right. Now go back to verse 11. Also, y'all go on your social medias and like the class on YouTube and on Facebook. But yeah, man, you go back to chapter 16 and verse 11. We start back there.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 16, verse 11. And it reads, And the angel of the Lord said unto her, Behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shalt call his name Ishmael, because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. And he will be a wild man.
He would be a wild man, meaning what? And we know the Ishmaelites are the Middle Easterns today.
That's right.
The Lord said thousands of years ago that he would be a wild man. You understand? They hijack planes and crash into the Twin Towers. You seen them videos of the Middle Easterns and they just shooting guns in the sky and jumping up and down and stuff. They crazy. They wild men.
That's right.
You even look at they little videos they put out today. They be doing 300 miles per hour in a Bugatti, jumping off planes and just doing crazy stuff, man. That's
good night.
The Middle Easterns are wild men, man.
Damn right.
Keep going.
His hand will be against every man.
And he's gonna be at war with everybody. Everybody going against ISIS. Everybody going against the what's the other group they had? Al Qaeda. You understand? Everybody. He at war with everybody in the Middle East. Keep going.
And every man hand against him, and he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. And she called the name of the Lord that spake unto her. Thou God seest me, for she said, have I also here looked after him that seeth me? Verse 14. Wherefore the well is called Beerlahai. Behold, it is between Kadesh and Bered. Verse 15. And Hagar bare Abram a son, and Abram called his son's name, which Hagar bare Ishmael. 16. And Abram was 86 years old, and when Hagar bare Ishmael to Abram.
Go verse 17, verse 1.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 17, verse 1, and it reads, and when Abram was 90 years old and 9, the Lord appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am the Almighty God, walk before me and be thou perfect.
So the Lord appeared to Abram again, some 44 years later after his Ishmael was born, and told him, you understand, to be perfect. That's right. So of course your Christian pastor will tell you that no man could be perfect.
Right.
If that's the case, then why would he be telling Abram to be perfect?
That's right.
Let's go back.
So like you say, it's funny how you say that, because a lot of people in the Christian church like to use that term that no man can be perfect but Jesus, but literally right here we just read it.
Right. This ain't the first and only time the Lord has told us to be perfect in the Bible.
Damn right.
But no sweat. Come on with it.
Okay. The book of Genesis, chapter 17, verse 2 in the Hebrew. Wa'afana, baraya saya, bayanaya, wabayanaka, wa'ara baha, awathak, ma'ad. Verse 3. Wayapal, Abram, Aya, Panayabwa, Wayadabar, it's like Athawa, Alahayim, La Amar. Verse 4. Anaya, Hanaha, Barayathia, Athad, Thak, Wahayayat, La'ab, Hamawab, Gawayam. Sorry. Verse 5. Wala'ah, Yakara'ah, Aywad, Athah, Shemak, Abram, Wahayah, Shadak, Abraham, Kaya, Abba, Hamawan, Gawayom, Nahthayak. Verse 6. Wahapa, Wahaparathi, Athak, Bamaya, Ma'ad, Wanathathayak, Lagawayam, Wamalakaya, Mamak, Yataza'awa. Verse 7. Wahakama Thaya. Atha. Barayathia. Bayanaya. Wabayanaka. Wabayanka. What it's like. Wabayana. Zaraayaka. Acharayaka. Ladarathayam. Labarayath. Iwadala. Lahaya Watha. Laka. La Abraham. It's like La Arahayim. Walazara Ayaka. Acharayaka. Verse 8.
How you stop? Oh, yeah, go ahead, verse 8.
Come on. Wanafathaya. Laka. Walazarayaka. Atharayaka. Atha. Arataza. Matazarayaka. Atha. Kal. Arataza. Kanayaya. Wait, Kanaayin. La'achazara. What's like? La'achazah. La'akazah. Iwalam. Wahaya Yatha. Wayathaya. Laham. La Alahayim. That's in the verse 6, sir.
All right, go back to verse 2.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 17, verse 2. And it reads, and I will make my covenant between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly. Verse 3. And Abram fell on his face, and God talked with him, saying, as for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations.
Now this is what the Lord is about to give Abram, change Abram's name to Abraham, create him to be the father of many nations. You understand? But this, of course, still cuts Christianity, because this covenant, you understand, is the promise of all people being God's chosen people.
Damn right.
You understand? And you can't be God's chosen people by being drafted in. You can't do that. You
That's
understand?
right.
The covenant was made with Abram and his sons, which is going to be Abraham, Isaac, and then Jacob. Keep going.
Okay.
Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thy name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee. And I will make thee exceeding fruitful, and I will make nations of thee, and kings shall come out of thee. And I will establish my covenant between me and thee and thy seed after thee. After thee and their generations for an everlasting covenant.
For an everlasting covenant.
That's
It's
right.
going to last forever. You understand? And I see this again, Abraham, Isaac, and then Jacob.
That's right.
And this covenant is going to last forever. It's never going to change. Keep going.
To be a God unto thee, and to thy seed after thee. Verse 8. And I will give unto thee and to thy seed after thee the land wherein thou art a stranger, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their God.
Meaning this is the promises of the land that the Lord is going to give us.
Yeah, right.
You understand? All right, now go to verse 9.
Okay. The book of Genesis, chapter 17, verse 9, in the Hebrew. Wayamar, Alahayim, Allah, Abraham, Wa'atha, Atha, Barayathia, Tashamar, Atha, Wazarayaka, Atharayaka, Ladaratham. Verse 10. Za'ath, Barayathia, Ashar, Thashamara, Bayanaya, Wabayana Yakam, Wabayan, Zaraayaka, Acharayaka, Mawala, Lakam, Kal, Zakar. Verse 11. When the Malatham, Atha,
Bashar, Aralah Thakam, Wahaya, La'awaf, Barayath, Bayanaya, Wabayan Yakam. Verse 12. Waban, Shamanath, Yamayam, Yamawal, Lakam, Kal, Zakar, Ladarath Yakam, Yalayad, Bayath, Wamakwa, Wamakonath, Kasab, Makal, Ban, Nakar, Ashar, La'a, Mazarayaka, Hawa'a. Verse 13. Hamawala, Yamawala, Yalayad, Bayathak, Wamakwanaksa, Basapak, Wahaya, Saha, Barayathia, Babashar Rakam, Labarayath, Ibalam. Verse 4. Verse 14. We'aral, Zakar, Ashar, La'a, Yamawala, Athah, Bashar, Aralathia, it's like Aralathawa, Wanaka, Rafal, Hanapash, Hawa'a, Ma'emayath, what's like it? Ma'emayaha, Atha, Barayathia, Hapar, Sa. Verse 15. Wayamar, Alahayim, Allah, Abraham, Sariyah, Shariah, Ashatak, La'a, Thakara, Atha, Shema, Sharaya, Kaya, Sharaha, Shema. Verse 16. Wabarakam, Wabarakah, Atha was Wagam, Nasafaya, Mamana, Laka, Ban, Wabaraka, Saya, Wahayathaha, Lagawayam, Slaki, Lagawayam, Malakaya, Amayam, Mamanaha, Yahayahawa. That's the end of verse 16, sir.
I bet it should have been 15.
Oh, it's supposed to stop at 15. Salaki. Okay.
You go back to verse 9.
28. Hold on. This is the book of Genesis 17. Chapter 17, verse 9, and it reads, And God said unto Abraham, Thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore, thou, and thy seed after thee in their generations. Verse 10, This is my covenant, which ye shall keep between me and you and thy seed after thee. Every man child among you shall be circumcised. Verse 11, and it reads, And ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it should be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you.
Meaning that all of the Israelites, well, of course, the people who was under Abraham and his seed at this time, part of the covenant was that they had to be circumcised.
That's right.
That's why we're circumcised to this day still, because of what the Lord had told Abraham to do thousands of years ago. Right, keep going.
And he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you. Every man child in your generations, he that is born in a house or bought with money of any stranger, which is not of thy seed. Verse 13 reads, He that is born in thy house and he that is bought with thy money must needs be circumcised. and my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant.
Meaning what? Even those who is born to you, and also those who you may adopt, right? Or you may, however you get children nowadays, and you adopt them, or someone puts them on your doorstep, whatever the case may be. If he's of your people, then he should be circumcised, and that circumcision is also what made us different than everybody else.
That's right.
You understand? Like the Africans weren't circumcised, but we were. Keep going.
And the uncircumcised man shall, whose flesh of his foreskin is not circumcised, that soul shall be cut off from his people. He hath broken my covenant. Verse 15. 15. Okay. And God said unto Abraham, as for Sarai thy wife, thou shalt not call her name Sarai, but Sarah shall her name be.
All right. Go back to verse 16 now.
Okay. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 17, verse 16.
Stop at 22.
Okay. In the Hebrew, Wabarakah Wabarakathiya, Asaha, Wagam, Nasataya, Mamana, Laka, Ban, Wabarakathiya, Wahaya, Saya, Lagarayam, Malakaya, Emayam, Mamana, Yahayawi. Verse 17. Wayapal, Abraham, Ayel, Panayawa, Wayatza, Kwakwa, Wayamar, Balabawa, Halaban, Ma'aha, Shamaha, Yawalad, Wa'am, Shara'a, Habath, Tashayim, Shanaha, Lalad. Verse 18. Wayamar, Abraham, Allah, Ha'alahayim, Lawa, Yashma'ayil, Yahayaha, Lapaniyak. Verse 19. Wayamar Alahayim, Abal, Shraha, Ashatak, Yaladath, Laka, Ban, Wakra'ath, Atha, Shamawa, Yatzaqah, Waha Kwa Messiah, Wahkwa Messiah, Atha, Barayasia, Athawa, Labarayas, Iwalam, Lazarawa, Acharayawa. Verse 20. Wala Yashah Ma'ayel Shama'ai Thayak Hanaha Barakah Thea Athawa Wahapa Rayathia Athawa Wahara Bayathia Athayu Athawa Ma'ad Shaniyam Ashar Nasha'am Yawalad Yida Wana Sa Siyawa Lagawaya Gadawal. Verse 21. Wa'af Barayafia Akwayam Atha Aitazakoya Atazakwaha Ashab Thalad, Laka, Sharaha, Lamawa Aid, Azaha, Bashanaha, Ha'aha Raha,
That's stop at verse 22 or do verse 22, sir?
Do verse 22.
Come on, guys. Verse 22, we call, well, the bar, a thawa, with the ayah, Alahayim, Ma'ayim, Abraham. It's in the verse 22, sir.
All right.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 17, verse 16, and it reads.
That was verse 16.
Yeah, verse 16.
Mhm.
Verse 16 reads, and I will bless her and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. Verse 17. Then Abram fell upon his face and laughed and said in his heart, shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old, and shall Sarah that is 90 years old bear?
Mhm.
And Abraham said unto God, oh, that Ishmael might live before thee. Verse 19. And God said, Sarah, thy wife, shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. Verse 20. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation.
So the Lord telling Abraham that, Sarah will conceive and have a child, and you're going to name him Isaac.
That's right.
You understand? Isaac is going to be where the covenant is going to come from, or go through Jacob, of course. And then Ishmael, you understand, the Lord gave Ishmael blessings, which the Ishmael would be, he'll be he'll have a lot of people, just like the Ishmaelites today. They have a lot of people living in the Middle East.
Right.
You understand? And they're going to be a strong people. But those are blessings. It's not the covenant. Blessing and covenant is two different things. The Lord blessed Esau, you understand, blessed him with the sword, which is why
right.
Esau was a cunning hunter. But a blessing is not a covenant. The covenant was given to Isaac. And then, of course, later we'll see that the covenant from Isaac was then given to Jacob.
That's right.
All right. We'll keep going.
Verse 21, it reads, but my covenant will I establish with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year. Verse 22, and he left off talking with him, and God went up from Abraham.
All right. Look at that, verse 23.
Okay. The book of Genesis, chapter 17, verse 23.
We'll stop at 2.
Come down. We'echoha, Abraham, Atha, Yishmael, Banawa, Wa'atha, Wa'ath, Kau, Yelayadawa, Bayathawa, Wa'ath, Kau, Makonath, Kasapawa, Kel, Zakar, Ba'anashia, Bayath, Abraham, Williamal, Atha, Bashar, Aralatham, Ba'ai Tazam, Hayawal, Hazaha, Ka'ashar, the bar, Thawa, Alahayim. Verse 24. Wa Abraham ban Tashayim with a shy Shana Shanaha Bahamalawa Bashar Iralathawa. Verse 25. We Shema'il Banawa Ban Shalash Asherah Shana Bahamalawa Atha Bashar Iralathawa. Verse 26. Ba'itazam Hayawam Hazaha Mawal Abraham with Shemaiah wa mash'aya, wa ashamaya, banaha, banawa. Verse 27. Wakal, anashaya, bayathawa, yala yad, yala yad, bayath, wamakwana, kasap, ma'af, bandi, nakar, namalawa, athawa, pa. Book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 1. Wayara'ah, alayawa, Yahweh, ba'alad naya, mabara, wa'a, yashab, patach, ha-ha-hala, it's like it, ha-a-hala, kaham, hayawa. Verse 2. Wayasha'ah, Ainayawa, Wayara, Wahana, Shalashaha, Anahasha, what's that? Anashayam, Natazabayam, Ainayawa, Wayara, Wayarataza, Laquara Atham, Mapatha, Pa'ahala, Wayasha, Thachal, Aratazaha. That's the end of verse 2, sir.
All right. We'll go back to 17 and 23.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 17, verse 23, and it reads, And Abraham took Ishmael, his son, and all that were born in his house, and all that were bought with his money, every male among the men of Abraham's house, and circumcised the flesh of their foreskin in the same day, as God had said unto him. Verse 24, And Abraham was 90 years old and 9, when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. And Ishmael, his son, was 13 years old, when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. In the self same day was Abraham circumcised, and Ishmael his son. Verse 27, And all the men of his house, born in the house, and bought with money of the stranger, were circumcised with him. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 1, and it reads, And the Lord appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre, and he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. Verse 2, And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him, and when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door and bowed himself toward the ground.
All right. Back in verse 3.
Okay. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 3, in the Hebrew. We are Mar, Adonai, Ama, Na'a, Mataza'a, Thea, Khan, Ba'aya, Nayak, Allah, Na'a, Tha'aibar, Ma'ayl, Ibadag. Verse 4. Yokwach, Na'a, Ma'ait, Mayam, Warakha Tazawa, Ragalayakam, Wahasha Anayawa, Thachath, Aitzaya, Ha'aitzah. Verse 5. Wa'akwa, Haha, Patha, Lacham, Wa'aiza, what's Aidewa, Labakam, Achar, Tha'abarawa, Kaya, Ayr, Khan, Ibaratham, Ayr, Abadakum, waya marwa kan, fa'aishaha, kashar, the barath. Verse 6, waya mahar, Abraham, ha'ahalaha, Allah, sharha, waya shar, Maharaya, Shalash, Sa'ayam, Qamah, Salah, Lawashaya, Wa'aishya, Agawaf, Salah. Verse 7, Wa'al, Habakwar, Ratizah, Abraham, Wayakwa, Ban, Bakwar, Rakah, Watawab, Wayathan, Allah, Hana'ir, Wayamahar, La'aishawath, Athawa. Verse 8, Wayakwa, Khamaha, Wakhalab, Ban, Habakwar, Ashar, Aisha, Waythan, Lapanayaha, Wahawa, Ahmad, Alayaha, Hataha, Thachath, Ha'itazah, Wayakalawa. Verse 9, Wayamarawa, Alayawa, Ayaha, Sharaha, Ashak, Wayamar, Hanaha, Ba'ahal. Ashawab, Alayak, Ka'aith, Chayaha, Wahanaha, Bam, Lashaha, Lasharaha, Ashatak, Washaraha, Shama'aitha, Patacha, Ha'ahala, Wahawa, Aharayawa. That's in the verse 10. So
Should be 9 as well.
also.
Go back to verse 3.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 3. And it reads, and said, my Lord, if now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away, I pray thee, from thy servant. Verse 4, let a little water, I pray you, be fetched, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree. Verse 5, and I will fetch a morsel of bread, and comfort ye your hearts. After that ye shall pass on, for therefore are ye come to your servant. And they said, so do as thou hast said.
Abraham is keeping the law of hospitality.
That's right.
That we all have. Right? And these angels are the same angels that will visit Lot later on. Keep going.
And they said, so do as thou hast said. Verse 6, and Abraham hastened into the tent of Sarah and said, make ready quickly 3 measures of fine meal, knead it, and make cakes upon the earth. Verse 7 reads, and Abraham ran unto the herd and fetched a calf tender and good, and gave it unto a young man, and he hasted to dress it. Verse 8, and he took butter and milk, and the calf which he had dressed, and set it before them, and he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. Verse 9, And they said unto him, Where is Sarah, thy wife? He said, Behold, in the tent.
All right. So now he uses, like I said before, the law of hospitality. Abraham is getting water, washing their feet, and just making sure they have anything that they need, which is the law. You understand that we have to do. You know, a brother come to your house, you gotta treat that brother like it was a damn angel standing at your door. You understand? You gotta protect him with your life if he's under your protection. You understand? I should drop that. Go back to verse 10. That's the last one, I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop at 17.
Okay. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 10 in the Hebrew.
16. So stop at 16.
Okay. ويعمر شواب الشواب على ياك كأيث خليها وهناها بان لشراها أشتاك وشراها شمعيث بطخا هأهار وها أخرايو. Verse 11. وأبراهام وشراها زقنايم بيمايم خدال لها يوال لها يهوى لشراها أبراخا كنشايم. Verse 12. وستزا خخوا شراها بخروا بها لأمار أخرايا بلثايا هيثاها ليا أيدناها وأدانيا زقوان. Verse 13. ويأمر يهوى الله أبراهام لمها زها تزخواها شرها لأمر أب أمنام الأد وأنايا زخوانا ثيا. Verse 14. Hayapala ma yahaya ma yahawaha dabar lama ayed ashawab ala yak ka'aith khayaha wa lashahaba ولا شارها ban. Verse 15. وثكخاش شراها لأمر لأ تزخاخويا كيا يرعاها ويأمر لأ كيا تزخاخها. That's the end of verse 16 too, sir?
Yeah,
Got that. Verse 16. ويخمار مشام هأنشايم ويشقوا بوا آيل بنيا سدوم وأبراهام هلاك أيما lashalaquam. That's the end of verse 16.
All right. I'll go back to 10.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 18, verse 10. And it reads, And he said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life. And lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son. And Sarah heard it in the tent door, which was behind him. Now Abraham and Sarah were old and well stricken in age, and it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women. Verse 12. Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, after I am waxed old shall I have pleasure, my Lord being old also. Verse 13. And the Lord said unto Abraham, wherefore did Sarah laugh, saying, shall I of a surety bear a child which am old? Verse 14. Is anything too hard for the Lord? At the time appointed, I will return unto thee, according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son.
And that's the angels responding to Sarah, because of course Sarah is doubting what the Lord can do, what
That's
the
right.
angels tell Abraham is going to happen. You understand? Because she's old and she doesn't have the pleasures of women, right? Meaning she can't have a child anymore. She's barren. But the Lord is telling her something different. You understand? That she will have a child. And through that child, you know, Isaac Salakia is going to be the children of God.
Right.
Keep going.
Verse 15. Then Sarah denied, saying, I laughed not, for she was afraid. And he said, nay, but thou didst laugh.
She's trying to deny it. You understand? She's scared what the angel going to do. Like, I ain't mean to question the Lord like that. I was laughing. I was just scared. The angel said, nah, you laughed. You understand? But no sweat. But keep going. Verse 16.
Verse 16. And the men rose up from thence and looked toward Sodom, and Abraham went with them to bring them on the way.
All right. So now that story is now going to turn into the story of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Okay.
But was that the seventh one or was that the sixth?
That was 7, sir.
That was 7?
Yeah, 10 6. Because I would start again at 17.
No, I'm saying the seventh time we've done this, not that verse particularly.
Oh, okay. I think so, sir. Yeah.
All right, no sweat. All right, so 1 second. All right, so from there, we're just going to do the prayers.
Okay. I'll look down 18 and 17. We're not done. Okay. All right. So everyone up here, Majim. And we
Hold on, someone unplug the camera.
oh shit. Damn. Yeah, connections are like back. Shit.
What? No, just it's not. Yeah. I'm not sure.
All right, okay. Wapaya Kwadam, which means turn, face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer. Start with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kadash, Haya, Shemka, Yahweh, Malafaka, Saba'ah, Ratzayaka, Haya, Aisha, Baratza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayim, Nathaniel, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak, Kamawaf, Kasalak, Kamawaf, Wala'ah, Sabi Aino, Manasaya one,
Abal, Habashanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wa Allah, Wa Raf, La'awaliyam, Aman.
In the English, our Father,
Which
which
art
art
in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
our daily bread.
our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not.
And lead us not
into temptation.
And lead us into temptation.
But deliver us.
But deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Prayer for the power.
Come. These are prayers for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh Ba'ashem. Yahweh Shah. Baba Kashah. Nathaniel. Haka. Larapa'ah. Ka Makala. Wakal Madawa. Haka. Latahar. Hamatazraya. Haka. Akoya. Hamathiyam. Haka. Arakawa. Hatama'ala. Lagarashan. Ba'ashem. Yahushua. The water of mud.
In the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the leper.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Prayer for instruction.
Come. Sir. It's the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahweh Shah. Wa Mayaka Allah. Wa Ahalayam. Matazaba'ah. Alawat Yahana. Ha Alawapyu. Ha Saranyam. Ha Kotas Yoyam. Ha Akwazim. Ha Koyoyam. Wa Akwazim. Yahweh Ba'ashem. Yahweh Shah. The water of mud.
In the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yahana.
Commanding General Yahana.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Psalms 121.
Come. This is the book of Psalms, Psalm 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah. Ayanya. Al-Harayam. Ma'ayan. Yaba'ah. Isariah. Ma'ayim. Yahweh. Aisha. Shamayam. Wa'aratza. Al-Yathan. Lamawat. Ragalka. Al-Yanawam. Shamarka. Hana'ah. La'ah. Yanawam. Wala'ah. Yayashan. Shawamar. Yasha'Allah. Yahweh. Yashamarka. Yahweh. Tazalka. Ayad. Yamyanka. Yamamam. Hashamash. La'ah. La'ah Yakaka. Wayarak. Balayala. Yahweh. Yashamarka. Wakal Rai. Yashamar. Aknapashka. Yahweh. Yashamar Taza'afka. Wabawafka. Ma'ata'ah. Wa'ai Awalam.
In the English. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh.
Which made heaven and earth.
Which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee.
He that keepeth thee.
Will not slumber.
Will not slumber.
Behold. He that keepeth Yasha'Allah.
He that keepeth Yasha'Allah.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor the moon by night.
Nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee.
The Lord shall preserve thee.
From all evil.
From all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out.
And thy coming in.
And thy coming in.
From this time forth.
From this time forth.
And even forevermore.
And even forevermore.
Psalms 83.
Okay. This is the book of Psalms, Psalm 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al Damayalaka.
Al Damayalaka.
Al Takarash.
Al Takarash.
Wa all Tashakwat.
All Tashakwat.
All
Al
Kayahana.
Kayahana.
How Awa Yabayaka.
Awa Yabayaka.
Yahama Yawan.
Yahama Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al Amaka.
Al Amakah.
Ya'ara Yamwa.
Ya'ari Ya'abwa.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Wayatha Yatazawa.
Wayatha Yatazawa.
Al Tapawanyaka.
Al Tazapawanya.
Amarawa.
Amarawa.
Nakawa.
Nakawa.
Wanakayadi.
Wanakayadi.
Magayawa.
Magayawa.
Wala Al Yazakar.
Wala Yazakar.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Iwada.
Awada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawadi Yatazawa.
Nawaya Tazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakadawa.
Yakadawa.
Alaka.
Alka.
Bayarath.
Bayarath.
Yakarawath.
Yakarawath.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wayashama Alawa.
Wayashama Alawam.
Mawa Abba.
Wawa Abba.
Wagariyum.
Wagariyam.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa'amawan.
Wayamawan.
Wa'amalak.
Wayamalak.
Palashath.
Palashat.
Am Yashabaya.
An Yashabaya.
Tazawar.
Tazawar.
Gam Ashawar.
Gam Ashawar.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Imam.
Adnan.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zarawai.
Zarawat.
Labaya Lawat.
Labaya Lawat.
Salah.
Selah.
Asha'alaham.
Aisha Laham.
Kamadiyan.
Kamad Yuan.
Kaisaya Sarah.
Kasaya Sarah.
Kayabayan.
Kaya Bayan.
Balakal.
Balakal.
Kawashawan.
Kayashwan.
Nashadabawa.
Shadabwa.
Bayan Da'ira.
Bayan the Iron.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Daman.
Leman.
La'adama.
La'adema.
Shayathamwa.
Shayathamwa.
Nadayamawa.
Nadayabawa.
Kairab.
Kairab.
Wakaza Abba.
Wakaza Abba.
Wakazabak.
Wakazabak.
Wakaza All Manai.
Wakaza All Manai.
Kal Nasakamwa.
Kam Nazakumwa.
Ashar.
Aishar.
Amawa.
Armawa.
The Sa. Slack. Nayarasha.
Nair Rashah.
Nanawa.
Lanawa.
Ah.
Ah.
Na'awa.
Na'awaf.
Alahayim.
Alahaya.
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 Shatamuwa.
Shatawa.
Kagalaga.
Kagalaga.
Kakwash.
Kakwas.
Apayaraka.
Lapaya Rakwas.
Kaash.
Kaash.
The Iber Yaira.
Dabya Ira.
Wakalaba.
Wakalaba.
Talahat.
Talahat.
Harayum.
Hawayam.
Kantarapamba.
Kantarapaba.
Basaraka.
Basarika.
Wabasa Wapaka.
Wabasa Wapaka.
Dalaham.
Dalaham.
Mala'ah.
Mala'a.
Panyaham.
Panaham.
Kualawan.
Kualawan.
Wayabakwashwa.
Wayabakwashwa.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawah.
Yabashwa.
Yabashwa.
Wayabalawa.
Wayabalawa.
Aida Ai.
Ai.
Wayakaparawa.
Wayakapara.
Wayabadwa.
Wayabadwa.
Wayada'ayawa.
Wayada'ayu.
Kayatha.
Kayatha.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahawa.
Yahawah.
Labadka.
Labadka.
Alawan.
Alawan.
Alkaha Arakza.
Alkaha Arataza in the English. Keep not thou silence.
Keep not thy silence.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still.
And be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo.
For lo.
Thine enemies make a turmoil.
Thine enemies make it tumble.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee
Have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel
Against thy people.
against thy people
And consulted against thy hidden one.
and consulted against thy hidden one.
They have said.
They have said,
Come
come
and let us cut them
and
off.
let us cut them off
From being a nation.
from being a nation.
That the name of Yahshua
But the name of Yahshua
may be no more remembered.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together.
For they have consulted together
With one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee,
The tabernacles of Edom.
the tabernacles of Edom
And the Ishmaelites.
and the Ishmaelites
Of Moab.
of Moab
And the Hagarenes.
and the Hagarenes,
Gabal.
Gabal
And Ammon.
and Ammon
And Amalek.
and Amalek
And the Philistines.
and the Philistines
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
and the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur
Assur
also
also
is joined with them.
is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Selah.
Salah,
Do unto them
do unto them
as unto the Midianites.
as unto the Midianites,
As to Sisera.
as to Sisera,
As to Jabez.
as to Jabim,
At the brook of Kasam.
at the brook of Kissar,
Which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles.
Make their nobles
Like Oreb.
like a reb,
And like Ze'er.
like Zayel,
Yea.
yea,
All their princes.
all their princes,
As Zebah.
as Zebah,
And as Zamunah.
as Al-Zamun,
Who said.
who said,
Let us take to ourselves.
let us take to ourselves
The houses of Yahweh.
the houses of Yahweh
In possession.
in possession.
O my power.
O my power,
Make them like a wheel.
make them like your will,
As the stubble before the wind.
as the stubble before the wind,
As the fire burneth the wood.
as the fire burnt the wood,
And as the flame set the mountains on
and
fire.
as the flame set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them.
So persecute them
With thy tempest.
with thy tempest
And make them
and
afraid.
make them afraid
With thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame,
That they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O
O
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Let them be confounded.
let them be confounded
And troubled forever.
and troubled forever.
Yea.
Yea,
Let them be put to to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
And perish.
And perish.
That men may know.
That men may know.
That thou.
Thou.
Whose name alone.
Whose name alone.
Is your house.
Is your house.
Art the most high.
Art the most high.
Over all the earth.
Over all the earth. All right. Slack. Men of Israel, we turn face the teacher.
Sorry.
Oh, slack. Sorry. Men of Israel, we turn and face the teacher. Slack. Men of Israel, we give one courtesy salute under the teacher. Men of Israel, Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmad, Barak, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Brakatah.
Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah Brakatah.
Yahweh Shabbat, class dismissed.